I'm Kelly from CakeBoss Software, and today I'm going to be pricing out brown butter oatmeal butterscotch cookies from 2 peas and their pod. Now, this is my oldest son's favorite cookie in the world, so I've made this recipe many times, and I highly recommend it just the way it's written. I'll put a link in the description so you can click over to the original blog post to see more in-depth instructions and the original photos. To add a recipe in CakeBoss Cloud, just click the Recipes button and then click the green Create New button. Type the name of the recipe, and then select your recipe category, and I'll go down and find cookie, and then I'll click Add. Alright, so now my recipe has been started. In the description, I'm going to put 2 peas and their pod, just to remind myself of where this recipe was sourced. And although on the recipe they don't list the number of servings, I have made it so many times that I know that it creates about 35 1-ounce cookies. So I'm going to put 35 in the servings. Alright, now let's start adding ingredients. Alright, the first ingredient is butter unsalted. 1 cup. I'll add that ingredient. The next ingredient is flour. 1.5 cups. Add ingredient. Baking soda, 1 teaspoon. Salt, also 1 teaspoon. Cinnamon, again another teaspoon. Brown sugar, 1 cup. Granulated sugar is the next, and I have this listed as sugar, so I'll just select sugar, and that's a 1/2 cup. And you can see as I'm adding these ingredients, they're populating in the field below with the price for each ingredient that I'm adding. Okay, 2 eggs. And for eggs, we use the measure type each for each, since most people don't weigh or measure their eggs, but you could if you so desired. Vanilla extract, 1.5 teaspoons. Quite the pricey ingredient there. Okay, rolled oats, 3 cups. This is going very fast. And the final ingredient, butterscotch chips, 1 3/4 cups. I usually just throw the whole bag in there. And then optional, they have sea salt flakes that you could sprinkle on after the cookie was baked. I don't usually do that, but I will put them in here just so that we have the price for that in case we decide to add it. So I've got sea salt flakes, and I'll just guess at a teaspoon. The single most expensive ingredient in this recipe is the butterscotch chips, coming in at $2.23. The second most expensive is, of course, your butter. You may have noticed the cost for 1 teaspoon of salt was 0. There is no error. It would be red if it was an error, so that just means that the cost of 1 teaspoon of salt was less than 1 penny. So if I scroll down to the bottom of all my added ingredients, you can see the total cost for this recipe is $7.33. I'm just going to save this recipe and then click over to recipe information, and now we can see that if I got 35 cookies out of this recipe, then the cost for each cookie would be 21 cents. If you would like to type the directions in for this recipe, you can click on the Directions tab and visit Two Peas and Their Pod, or type them yourself into this window. And if you would like to upload a photo of this completed recipe, just click the Photo tab, click Upload, and select the files from your device. This recipe and all its ingredients are now available in CakeBoss Cloud for you to easily add to your recipe collection. First, just go to Master Ingredients under the Recipes tab and click the Import button. After you click Import, you can see if there are any master ingredient updates that you are missing. There are several that I'm missing that belong to this recipe, so I'll click the Import button. Then I'll head back to the Recipes screen, and you can see it's very familiar. I'll click the Import Recipes button. On this screen, you can see all the stock recipes that are available for you to import. Just click the box next to every recipe you'd like to add to your account, and then click Import Recipes. And now this recipe is part of my collection. That's all for this time. CakeBoss software is the best value with the best customer service in the industry. Check us out at www.cakeboss.com, and be sure to like this video and hit the subscribe button to be notified when we post new content.